You've been told to just eat less and move more, but honestly, that advice is probably setting you up for failure. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, slashing calories, putting in hours on the treadmill, but the scale just refuses to cooperate? That's because you've been sold a lie. Actually, you've probably been sold three of them. This isn't about your effort or your discipline. It's about a huge misunderstanding of how your body actually works. For years, the weight loss industry has pushed a simple story, one that conveniently makes you the bad guy when it doesn't work out. But that frustration, the plateaus, that feeling of being stuck in a loop of trying and failing, that ends today. In this video, we're breaking down the three biggest myths about calories, cardio, and willpower that are keeping you stuck. By the end, you'll finally understand why the old rules don't work and what to do instead to see real, sustainable results. Lie number 1, the calorie deception. The first and biggest lie is that a calorie is just a calorie. We've all been taught that as long as you're in a calorie deficit, it doesn't matter if those calories come from a can of soda or a chicken breast. It's just simple math, right? Energy in, energy out. Well, not quite. While the fundamental principle of energy balance, that you must burn more calories than you consume to lose weight, is true, this idea dangerously oversimplifies things. It's the reason so many people feel hungry, tired, and deprived on their diet. The quality of your calories is what really determines how your body responds, how hungry you feel, and whether you're burning fat or your own hard-earned muscle. Think about it. Your body isn't a simple furnace. It's a complex chemical lab that reacts to everything you eat with a burst of hormonal signals. The most important hormone for fat storage is insulin. Highly processed, sugary foods cause a massive insulin spike, which is like a green light for your body to start storing fat. On the other hand, nutrient-dense foods don't trigger this drama. For instance, the fiber in a whole orange slows down sugar absorption, while a glass of orange juice sends your blood sugar on a rocket ship. This is where protein becomes your best friend. Protein does three amazing things. First, it has the highest thermic effect of food, which means your body burns more calories just digesting it compared to fats and carbs. Second, protein is incredibly filling. It signals your brain that you're satisfied and tamps down ghrelin, the hormone that makes you feel hungry. This means you feel fuller for longer, making it way easier to stick to your plan. And third, protein is crucial for protecting your muscle when you're in a calorie deficit. Lose weight without enough protein, and you're likely losing muscle right along with the fat. Since muscle is your metabolic engine, losing it slows your metabolism way down, making it harder to keep the weight off in the long run. So the answer isn't to obsessively count every last calorie from diet snack packs that leave you starving an hour later. The smarter move is to shift your focus from quantity to quality. Prioritize getting at least 25 to 30 grams of protein with every meal to stay full and preserve muscle. Fill the rest of your plate with fiber-rich veggies, healthy fats, and whole-grain carbs. Instead of a 100-calorie pack of cookies, grab a handful of almonds or a Greek yogurt. The calories might be similar, but the effect on your hormones and hunger will be night and day. Stop just eating less. Start eating smarter. Lie number 2, the cardio trap. The second lie is that you have to become a hamster on a wheel to lose weight. For most people, move more means one thing: endless, mind-numbing cardio. You run, you bike, you sweat through your shirt because you believe that's the secret to burning fat. The machine even gives you a big, satisfying calories burned number to make you feel good. But what if I told you that relying only on cardio is one of the most inefficient ways to lose fat, and that sometimes it can actually work against you? A major 2024 study in the European Heart Journal challenged this exact belief. It found that over the course of a year, people who only lifted weights lost just as much body fat as those who only did cardio. Here's the problem with a cardio-only strategy. First, most people dramatically overestimate how many calories they actually burn. That 30-minute jog that felt like a marathon, it might have only burned off a couple of cookies. This often leads to compensatory eating, where you feel like you've earned a treat, wiping out the very deficit you just worked for. The much bigger issue, though, is what cardio doesn't do. It doesn't effectively build muscle. And muscle is the engine of your metabolism. Your muscle tissue is a massive, active organ that burns calories all day long, even when you're just sitting on the couch watching TV. When you lose weight with diet and cardio alone, a good chunk of that loss can be muscle. This tanks your metabolism, which leads directly to the dreaded weight loss plateau and makes it incredibly easy to gain all the weight back as soon as you stop dieting. Now, this doesn't mean you should ditch cardio completely. It's fantastic for your heart health. The solution is to change its job. The actionable alternative is to make strength training your #1 priority. Lifting weights 2 to 3 times a week tells your body to build and hold on to that precious muscle. Not only does this reshape your physique, giving you a more toned look, but it turns your body into a more efficient, fat-burning machine around the clock. Think of strength training as building a bigger engine for your metabolism, and cardio as taking that new engine for a drive. Before we dive into the final and frankly most destructive lie holding you back, I'd love it if you could do me a quick favor. If you're drawing value from this and seeing weight loss in a new light, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. My whole goal here is to give you science-backed, no-nonsense info to help you build a healthier life, and your support helps me create more content just like this. Thanks for that. Now, let's get to that final lie. Lie number 3, the willpower myth. The third and most damaging lie is this: if you fail, it's because you lack willpower. This myth is so toxic because it turns a biological problem into a moral one. You start to believe that if you just tried harder, were more disciplined, or had more self-control, you'd finally succeed. Then, when you have a setback, you eat cake at a birthday party or skip the gym, you blame yourself. You feel weak, and that shame often causes you to give up entirely, thinking, what's the point? Let's be crystal clear. Sustainable weight loss has almost nothing to do with ironclad willpower. Relying on willpower alone is a strategy that's practically designed to fail. Why? Because traditional dieting is a direct fight against your own biology. When you drastically cut calories, your body thinks it's starving. In response, it launches a powerful hormonal counterattack. Your hunger hormone, ghrelin, goes through the roof, while leptin, the hormone that makes you feel full, plummets. That intense biological drive to eat isn't a personal weakness. It's your body doing its job to protect you. This all-or-nothing thinking is the enemy of consistency. You think you have to be perfect, and the second you're not, the whole day or week feels like a failure. This prevents you from learning from your mistakes and getting right back on track. In fact, research from Australia's National Science Agency, CSIRO, has shown that weight loss is not a straight line down. Their studies found that plateaus and small fluctuations are a normal part of the process, even for people who achieve amazing long-term results. A plateau isn't a sign you failed, it's just part of the journey. The real key to success isn't more willpower, it's a better, more flexible plan. The actionable alternative is to ditch the perfectionist mindset and adopt an 80-20 approach. Focus on making smart, nutrient-dense choices 80% of the time, and give yourself the grace to enjoy the foods you love the other 20% of the time. This approach actually works because it gets rid of the guilt and deprivation. That slice of pizza isn't a failure, it's the 20% you planned for. It lets you live your life, go to parties, celebrate holidays, without derailing everything. Success isn't found in one perfect week, it's found in months of good enough consistency. The goal is not to be perfect, it's to be persistent. So let's put it all together. Lie number 1, that all calories are the same. The truth? Food quality and its effect on your hormones are what really drive results. Lie number 2, that you need to do endless cardio. The truth is, prioritizing strength training is the key to building a faster, more resilient metabolism. And lie number 3, that it's all about willpower. The truth is, a flexible, consistent strategy will beat rigid perfectionism every single time. The path to a healthier body isn't about eating less and moving more. It's about eating smarter and moving better. It's about working with your body, not declaring war on it. By focusing on quality foods, building muscle, and adopting a flexible mindset, you can finally break free from the frustrating cycle and build a body and a lifestyle you actually love. You absolutely have the power to do this. You just needed the right map. What's the biggest weight loss lie you've ever been told? Share it in the comments below. I'd love to read your experiences. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.